Do you often feel frustrated because you have trouble getting done the things you need to do every day, particularly at work, for you to be successful? Not an uncommon, very common feeling for those of us with ADHD. And today I'm going to be talking about two causes of that frustration and some things you can do about it. So hi, good morning. I'm Coach Ted. Welcome to Coffee with Coach Ted, my twice weekly Facebook Live presentation on various aspects of dealing with ADHD. So this morning I'm going to talk about two what I call productivity killers. These are things that cost us time and energy and productivity, getting stuff done. So let me jump right in and ask this question. I want you to picture this scene. So you're sitting at your desk, you're working on a project, you're very focused and being very productive, and your phone rings. Or if you're in office, somebody stops by your desk to ask you a question. The you have mail notice on your computer or your phone goes ding. Or you get up from your desk to have a cup of coffee. So what do you call those? Let's think about it. What do you call those? Right. Those are all interruptions. So did you know that an interruption of as little as 3 seconds, it takes an average of 15 minutes to get back that same level of focus and concentration that you were at before you were interrupted. But how many of you, when you're interrupted, go right back doing what you were doing before you were interrupted? Well, again, research shows not very many people do that. They find something else to do, checking email, looking at Facebook, before they finally get themselves back to the task they were doing, and then spend the time to get refocused on what it is that they're doing. That's 40 minutes for a 3-second interruption. 25 minutes to get back to what they're doing, 15 minutes to get back that level of focus. That is very costly in terms of productivity. Actually, there's some research done where they asked people about how much their interruptions cost them in productivity. The estimation was 40 to 60% of their productive time. That's 3 to 5 hours every day. So another indication of the cost of interruptions. Interruptions often contribute to errors, causing people to have to do things over again. There's also the emotional level, the irritability, the worry, the added pressure of having less time to do what you need to do. So interruptions are very, very costly in terms of your ability to get stuff done. So what are some things, how can you then deal with interruptions? Well, it probably depends on the environment in which you're working. If you're working at home alone, you have different challenges than if you're in the office. But both places you can turn off your phone, turn off the you have mail notice or the text notice on your computer or on your phone. I'd say turn off the you have mail forever, because it's just, you get the amount of email I get, it's like it would be dinging all the time and taking away from what you need to be doing. If you work in an office, you have your own office, close the door. Let people know to not disturb you. Put a note on the door. If you work in an open office, you have a cubicle, people wear headphones. It does two things. One, it's like a sign to people around you that you're doing something and you don't want to be disturbed. They'll learn. You also can put on music that can help block out noise, and also with it, can help you focus. Music is one thing that can help people with ADHD to focus more. Whatever music works for you. I read some people put on a baseball cap. They have their special do not disturb baseball cap. So when they've got that on, again, it's a sign to people not to bother them. There's actually a company in California that makes yellow do not disturb, crime scene type tape. People can put across their cubicle to say, "Don't bother me." And I just read recently about something called a flow light. It sits on the at top of the cubicle where people can see it, and it automatically changes from green to red based on what you're doing on your computer, what's going on, your heart rate, I don't know. It's automatic. So it just automatically tells you when that's red, don't bother me. Something else you can do to help you. So that's a lot having to do with external interruptions. But there's also the way we interrupt ourselves. In the middle of doing something, we decide we need a cup of coffee. Maybe we start feeling anxious about what we're doing. And so we interrupt ourselves. But it has the same effect. So there's something called time boxing. It's a time management technique. It can help you stay focused. And what you do is you choose a specific period of time. 25 minutes is kind of recommended, but it could be less if that's what you need. That you commit to staying focused on one task, one piece of work, and you set a timer, or maybe two, and you say, okay, I'm not gonna get up, I'm not gonna get a cup of coffee, I'm not gonna look at email, I'm gonna focus on this for 25 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it is, length of time is that you can stay focused. And then when the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. Get up, walk around. If it's a nice day, you can go outside, get this sort of breath of fresh air, or you can get that cup of coffee. Again, you set a timer for 5 minutes, the timer goes off, you come back, and you do another piece of work. Again, whatever length of time you've decided that works for you. And if it's if you can't do more than like 10 or 15 minutes, then do that, but work at it so you can, build the muscle so you can spend more time and have a longer period of time. So those are interruptions. And if you can reduce interruptions, you can increase your ability to get stuff done. The other thing I want to talk about briefly, the other thing I call productivity killer, is multitasking. Now, there's somewhat of a thought out there that multitasking is a good thing. You get more done because you're doing more than one thing at a time. Wrong. Multitasking is actually very costly to productivity. So first of all, what is multitasking? And there's actually 3 kinds of multitasking. Let me mention these. So one is where you're actually performing 2 tasks simultaneously. You're on the phone and you're checking email. So it's sort of simultaneously, but actually it's not, because you can't really focus on more than one thing at a time. So you're listening on the phone and you're kind of looking at your email and you're writing something, but you're not fully focused on it. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Nice to see. Glad to have you here. Okay, so trying to do 2 things simultaneously. Secondly, is switching back and forth between two tasks without completing one. And often that switching back and forth is only a few minutes. Or like you're performing two more tasks in rapid succession, like boom, boom, boom. And that's a little different than the multitasking we think of, but if you switch tasks too fast, you're not actually giving yourself enough time to change gears, get refocused. It's very inefficient. So some of the stats here on multitasking. Regular multitaskers lose about 40% of their productivity. Again, similar to interruptions. You combine multitasking and interruptions, you're not getting anything done. Catherine, thanks for waving. Multitaskers take 50% longer to accomplish tasks, up to 50% longer, and they make up to 50% more mistakes, more errors. So again, multitasking is very costly. So whatever you think, whatever you heard, do your best to not do it. Stay focused on one task. You can use the time boxing technique I was just talking about, again, to help you stay focused on one thing, get at least enough of it done, then you can stop and take a break and then come back, do something else, or come back and work on the same thing. A couple of other things that I had to talk about in terms of interruptions. Keep an interrupter's log. The way of learning about how interruptions affect you is to actually write down when you get interrupted. Now, of course, be careful you don't interrupt yourself by interrupting yourself. But that's a way you can get more of an idea of how often you get interrupted, what kind of interruptions, so you have some statistics, some real data to work with. And the other thing is, if you do get interrupted when you're in the middle of something, bookmark it. Make a note. Where were you? What were you doing when you interrupted? So when the interruption is over, you can go back to what you're doing much more quickly and much more easily because you've actually don't have to think of where was I, what was I doing. It's like right there in front of you. And finally, in terms of interruptions, you have to learn to say no. It's not an easy thing for us with ADHD. We're often people pleasers. We don't like to disappoint people. But if somebody needs something from you or wants something from you and it's not a good time for you, you have to learn to say no. So that's it for today, Coffee with Coach Ted. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments about what I've just talked about, please post in a comment. Or if you have an idea of a topic you'd like or a question you'd like to hear me address in future Coffee with Coach Ted, please again put that in a comment. You may, if you're not aware, I have a ADHD Facebook group, Live Fully with ADHD Facebook group. I'd like to invite you to check us out. We've got almost 220 people in it. People are commenting. I ask questions, pose questions for people to address. The goal of the group is for me to help you with whatever your ADHD issues are, and for people to support each other in being more effective in having what they want in their lives and enjoying their lives. I will put a link to the group in a comment below here as soon as I'm done. If you would like to connect with me further, one-on-one, please type in #connect and I'll be in touch with you, set up a time to talk. And if you're watching this as replay, type in #replay. So I forgot to say salute, show you my coffee cup. I do have coffee this morning. So it's Friday. Have a good rest of the day and a great weekend. And if it's going to be snowing where you are, enjoy the snow. And if it's sunny, enjoy the sun. Anyway, great to be here with you. I hope that was helpful. Be here back Monday, 9:30, same time, same station, with another Coffee with Coach Ted. You're welcome, Catherine. Thanks for being here.